Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be teaching you how to create thumbnail using this free app step by step. I'll teach you from beginning to the end how to use this free app to create thumbnail. Seriously, you just have to download Pixel Lab on your mobile device, then afterward you install it into your phone, then you open it up. And after opening up, this is the front page, this is the front view of the app, this is how it look like. So you just have to press allow and follow some kind of instructions that will be given to you while you open up the app. So basically I will be turning this app sideways so you guys can see all the keys and everything I will be clicking on, and you guys can follow me on as I'm doing that. So now I'll click on allow, and then now I have this front page. The first thing I have on this app is that I can change my size, I can remove, export image, use image, I can create design, a lot of things. In short, it even have codes for those that love using it to create design. So those are the codes you can also use. I just love this app. So the next icon we see over there is to save as project, save as anything. Why this other one I just click on is the layer. It helps you lock the app and lock everything while you're editing, so it doesn't disturb one another. Why the next one is the grid line, and the other one is the zoom to make it bold, big, and other stuff. And the next one over there is delete and all of that. So now I've deleted the text that I have on it. I'll start afresh from the beginning. So this area is where I click on to create and put my size. So for this tutorial I am editing a YouTube thumbnail, so I will be clicking on YouTube thumbnail size, and this is the actual size for YouTube thumbnail. As you can see, it has changed to the size of the thumbnail. Now this is what makes this beautiful. You can use this app to create the thumbnail, you can use this app to create a China banner, you can use this app to do all kinds of things. I have a video about graphic design that I created earlier. You can check my playlist to know more about it. Now these are the different templates you can also use, but I love the default template so we can be able to choose and use whatever we want. So now creating the YouTube thumbnail, I will be clicking on image side, then custom preset, clicking on the YouTube thumbnail size, so everything will be set for me to start afresh from the beginning. So the keys I have below, these 4 tools are what I'll be using to edit on the app while using the app. These are the 4 tools I will be using. So the first one is this one with 3 circles. It helps you select and create object, while the tool that you're seeing there is for the tools, text to anything that concerns text, designing, editing, deleting, bringing anything about text. That's what it's for. So I will be typing create thumbnail, or let me say YouTube thumbnail made easy. So I will be typing that now, thumbnail. Yeah, so this is the spelling of the thumbnail I just did, and now I will be editing it after typing it all out. So guys, this is how to use the app. Basically it's very easy and user friendly, so you just have to follow the step as I do it and try doing it along, and also practice it even though I finished with the editing tutorial, so that you can be able to know that you really learned something. And don't forget, comment, tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear your view about it. So now I just finished typing the thumbnail made easy, so I clicked on edit if I want to remove anything, if I want to adjust anything, if I want to correct something. So that's what the edit tool is actually meant for. The text beside it, we have the browse and we have the save. Now the browse, that's the style. If you click on browse, you'll be seeing different styles you can use. So that's basically everything you can use. For as an example, if you don't want to create your own from scratch, you can just click on all those styles over there and choose the one you will love or like to use. Super easy. Now if you don't want that, you can actually delete and start all over again by clicking on edit and typing and other stuff. But I think the samples are all beautiful, so you just have to look for the one that rhymes with whatever activities you are trying to do. The next thing you can also do is to bring the image to the front or to the back after choosing the various samples and style you love. I think this is okay. I think this is okay, so we are good to go. Let me just adjust the text a little bit and make sure everything is on the right line. So the next thing is for me to drag if I want it to be very bold. Now if you notice, I was unable to drag it just clicking on the screen, so the next thing I have to do is to click on size, and then afterwards I can be able to click and drag to the preferable size I want. So when I'm done choosing the size, I'll be clicking on the mark sign at the top of that corner. So that's how to increase the size of a text. Now you can also add color if you don't like the color that came with the styles you choose earlier. So you can also pick a different color that you love, the way you want it, advanced color, the way you want it. Just pick and select in whichever form color you love to use, and make sure it reflects on whatever you are doing. So that's how to use color. And if you want to pick a particular color for a particular text, all you just have to do is to select in the selection box, click the area you want to select, then you pick and you choose a color. Afterwards you save. So that's how to do it. Then you are done selecting for colors. So the next thing for you to do is to just click on the mark sign. So you can see we have gradient below it. If you also want to pick a color in terms of using the gradient, you can also do it. And there are advanced way of adding color. Just add a number above it, then you are good to go. You just get whatever you want with this app. It's very creative. It helps you to become more creative. It's just so user friendly. Shout out to those that created it or made the app. So then, as you can see, this is the effect of the thumbnail after choosing gradient color. So whichever way I want it, I can also style the gradient line to reflect on the text. So I will be getting it that way. Guys, how cool is this app? Now, after doing all of that, you can also, still under the text too, you can also give your text an angle by increasing it depending on how you want your thumbnail to look like, depending on the concept you want to bring out in your thumbnail. So just move around and work with all the items you see under the text too. It will definitely give you something beautiful that you will love to use. So in this tutorial, I'm only teaching you how each item in this Pixel Lab can be used and what's their function and everything else. That's basically what this tutorial is all about. Now the next thing is, yeah, we picking different kind of fonts you can use to edit your thumbnails. So you just have to click on a good font, the one that will be bold, the one that will be beautiful, the one that will be good, the one that will be so easy for anything basically you want and the way you want it to look like. I just want this thumbnail to look as if it's flying around, so that's why I did it that way. Now if I want to enable a background, that all I have to do is click on background and I'll open it up. Then that's it. So if I want to give spacing to the letters, all I have to do is to click on line spacing, open it up and adjust everything. Now we have stroke, we have line spacing, shadow, emboss, perspective, 3D rotation, 3D text, 3D, everything that are under that text are possible things you can also use. Just try them, play around them, then you look for the one that is best for you and the one that is absolutely useful for whatever item you want your thumbnail to look like to whoever is seeing it in the streets of YouTube. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, so this is how the thumbnail will look like if I should use a 3D effect on it. I think it's super cool. Yeah, so now I can blur it and I can also leave it that way, but I think it's best this way. The next thing I can also do is to increase the opacity if I like, then outgrow the background of the text to make it more blurry, then the offset and the offset y x. Just click around everything and be sure you are good to go and you know all the function of each items and what they are for whenever you are editing. The next thing I have is to make sure I lock anything I do while using the app. Because if I have series of editing that I've done and I haven't locked anyone, it will be clicking on one another. This is just so difficult if you're a first time user of this app and you don't know about this. You just be moving around the app and making many mistakes and thinking, oh, this app is so hard. But the truth of it is that it's the simplest and it's the best app to use for creating design and for YouTube thumbnails and channel art and so on and so forth. Now, just make sure anything you're doing, after doing it, you are locking it up. That's the basic function of the app. Lock everything you are creating up. Then when you are done, you save everything together. Now you can add pictures to this app to make your work pop out, make your work beautiful. So we'll be selecting different kind of pictures that will actually rhyme with what I'm trying to say. So I'll be picking a good picture to speak for the thing I am actually trying to do. So if I'm picking this particular one, it will be able to tell people that, oh, this is what she's trying to say. YouTube thumbnail made is a wow. So it's cool that way. Although this is just an example, so guys, make sure whenever you're doing that, be intentional about it and make sure you're doing it the right way. But in this tutorial, I'm only teaching you the basic and the everything easier way you can make sure you are doing everything necessary while using the app, because it's super useful and interesting. So guys, that's how to select your image, then you crop out the actual size and the actual place you want to use by using any of these arrows beside this tool. Then when you are done, you click OK, then you see the image right into the app. Now when you bring in the image right into the app, the next thing for you is to make sure you drag and make sure that it's all around the text box. That is, it is surrounding the whole item in the body of the text. So the next step for you is to click on bring to front, bring to back, as I told you earlier. So this made us use the third tool. So the third tool on this Pixel Lab is those tools that will make you edit well and help you with the object and everything else on the Pixel Lab. So now I just finished bringing the image to the back so that the text I wrote earlier can pop out, and now I'm trying to make it blurry so that it can rhyme with the background of my object, and the door you guys are seeing over there will stop showing because I think it's not making it come out well. But guys, whichever way you're doing yours, just make sure you are doing it in the right way. So this app is more or less like you're using a pic it's more or less like you're using a Photoshop app, because you can be able to clean the background, you can also blur the background, you can smooth the edges. Those things we can actually do on Photoshop are made easy right on the phone with this app. Like seriously, this is the best app I've seen so far. So guys, tell me your thought about it. It's very cool and super useful. So guys, I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. Stay tuned and continue watching. There's more in store for you. Now at this point, I'm only trying to make the image bold, because it's best to use your thumbnail in a kind of way that tells people what you're trying to do and is bold and clear. So whichever place the person is viewing your channel, they will actually get what you are trying to say. So either you're using a laptop or you're using a phone, make your thumbnail very bold and clear, so whoever is watching it from those angles can actually work with it and know what you are trying to say when they see your thumbnail. You know, thumbnails are like heaven's gateway, they are YouTube gateway to heaven, as I used to say, because they make you and make other people see what you're trying to do even before they watch the video, so they definitely will click when they know that, oh, this is what I'm actually searching for. So that's why thumbnails are very powerful, and it's always good to take your time and make sure everything else is going in place according to how it should be. So now at this point, I'm not trying to reduce it and cover this other door, but I think it's not going the way I want it, so I think I'll end up removing it. But for the sake of this video, let's just try and see what we can make use of this particular tool to do. And so far so good. You guys can see that you can make use of it to cover up certain things you don't want to be obvious, and I think it's okay this way. It's cool and beautiful this way, so I think I'm done. I'm almost done using this particular tool. Yeah, I think it's okay this way. So you can see that this app can actually do what Photoshop can also do. Wow, this is so cool and beautiful. So I have my max all mode in and out. I have the direction key to make me move. I have the blazer mode on. I have the arrow keys to control it. So I have basically everything necessary to be able to use this function. I think I'm done using this function because I'm not getting the way it should actually be. But I think the editors, the graphic designer, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But basically, you can just be calm and do the right thing, and you will definitely get it, because I love to use this app to do simple thing. And this is another way you can use to clear off a background by just erasing. Wow, you can erase. So basically this is just like a mini Photoshop on your phone. So guys, you can try this app out. So I haven't made use of some of those items, but I'm trying to teach you guys how to use everything. Then you pick the one that are necessary for you. I love to use this too because it's more or less like helping me to clean up some of my things. As a photographer, I love to erase background and sometimes put in cool and necessary beautiful backgrounds at the back of the image. So it's a beautiful way to know that you can also do that on your phone using this app. So guys, enjoy every seconds while using this app and create beautiful thumbnails as you should. Now after cleaning up everything at the back, I think I'm almost done. So all I have to do is just to add a background color. When I'm done, that will be fitting up this particular image. So you just have to walk along with it and make sure everything's coming out cool, clean and beautiful. So I think it's okay this way. Let me just keep calm and edit and erase the background properly, then I will be good to go. So you just have to be calm, take your time and do it. Enjoy it while you're doing it, guys. It's super easy and fun to use Pixel Labs to create thumbnails. This is not a sponsored app, but this is me trying to help other creators to understand that yes, there's something like Photoshop using the phone, and it is possible to make use of it because it's super cool, super easy, super useful, and super helpful. So I think I'm done. I'm almost done. Almost done. I'm trying my best to be fast about it. So this video won't be too long. Yeah. Now I think it is beautiful this way. So I will be cleaning just the edge, and I'm done to this particular point. The next step for me is to reduce the cutting size so it won't be too obvious that I just erase the background, so it will be fitting any background I place it on. Yay, can you see how cool it is? It came out perfectly well. Yeah, so I just have to adjust and put it in the right and the best place necessary for it to stay. Now I just have to add stroke to the image and make it look as if I I was the one that put the effect there, so it won't be too obvious if there were any mistake while I was cutting it out. So guys, you can see the trick you can also use. Now after putting that stroke, what next can I use? I can add text, color to it. If I want to color the background of it, I can use gradient, and I can also use color. So whichever one that fits whatever you want to do, just try and work along with it. But I think this white is cool at the back, so I don't need to add much. Now if you don't want to be moving it around the way I was using my hand, you can actually click on those arrow keys and position it in the best way you had to do so. So the next step for me is to just pick image. If there were any image I want to add to it, I can just pick it from there. But if there aren't, I can just redo. That arrow beside the zoom key is the redo and undo, so you can click on it to do that. Now the last tool for this app is where you can pick your image, add color, transparent, image size, and everything else. So you can see there's a transparent. Now if I click on redo, it will go back to the previous one I add before, but I want to add a little bit color at the back, so I think adding the black color will be fine. So I'll be doing some touching by removing the color of my thumbnail text and make it pop out a little bit, because your items will just have to be popping out at everything you're doing. That will make the work beautiful. On Photoshop we have portraiture, so on this pixel I also have portraiture, but it is called smooth, so it make the image smooth. While you were editing using the third tool, that's it. Now the last tool, which is the fifth tool, is just like a magic wand, something that can blur the background, something that can make the background dim a little bit, so you can add it on top of your image to make it look cool, and you can also remove it depending on the way you want it to come out and look best at. So the next thing is to add your saturation. You can increase it, you can decrease it depending on how you want your face to look like. And you can also add brightness, you can increase it, and you can also decrease it depending on how you want it to look like. So guys, I hope you're having fun and you're enjoying doing this with me. The next thing, we have the noise, we have the stripers, we have everything else. As you can see, the thumbnail text I can move it just because I just unlock it. So if you want to lock it back, you click on that same area, that's double rectangle having a kind of, what shape do they call this though? Anyways, beside the plus sign and the grade line, so that item there is what we use to lock up any objects we have created in the pixel app. So if you want to unlock it too, you can also do it there, and I think we are good to go with that. Now I think I'm okay with this thumbnail. If I post this thumbnail on YouTube, will you click on this video if you see this thumbnail? But guys, you can just actually create something beautiful using this app, because that's what I use most of the time for most of my videos, and I have other apps I use, but this app basically I love to use it to create graphic design. But now I just saw those sizes and I realized, wow, so I can create it to thumbnail, and I did it and it was like, whoa, it's so cool and beautiful. So I said I will be teaching my followers, my subscribers, those that have been following me up and the new ones to come, how to also make use of this app to create beautiful thumbnail for their YouTube videos. Guys, welcome to Kiarkymoments. This is a moment with me, and I hope you enjoyed every moment you spent so far learning how to use this pixel lab to create a beautiful thumbnail for your YouTube videos. How cool is that? Tell me in the comment section. Let's get to know each other. Let's get to understand everything else, and also make sure you try this app out and tell me how good and how best it has eventually worked out for you. And when you are done editing and locking it all up, then you can actually start saving if you want to pick different color, as I said earlier, you can pick the color of the gradient or you can pick the color itself. But when you're finally done with everything, then the last thing for you is to save. You save the image in two ways. So guys, stay tuned and watch how I will be saving this image in two different ways. So finally, you have to save as a project and also as an image. So the first thing is to save as a project by writing a name for the thumbnail you just created. So just type any simple thing that you know you'll be able to remember easily and save the project with that, and click on OK. Then you are done saving the project. Now you have to save as an image, because you'll be bringing it out as an image on YouTube. So the next step for you to do is to save as an image, choosing the format you want to use. You can use high, medium, anything, but I prefer it to be at medium. Now the format of the image should be either in JPEG, no transparency, or PNG, but you can save it as PNG or JPEG, no transparency. But I love to save it as PNG, and the custom size of everything is say 128 and 720. So you are done. Bye.